Hello, my dear students. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you all in this session. Today, we are going to start a next chapter, chapter number 3 of Unit 1, Biological Diversity, and we will today discuss about plant kingdom in detail. In last chapter, we have learned that Whitaker it has made group 5 kingdom classification and kingdom Plantae was discussed. So this Plantae kingdom we will going to detail study in this chapter. The earlier system of classification used only superficial morphological characters like habit, color, number, shape of leaves, etc. They were based mainly on vegetative characters or sometimes structure of androecium, gynoecium, etc. So such system which was given by Plinius, and it is included in such system were artificial. They separated the closely related species since they were based on a few characteristics. Also, artificial system have gave equal weightage to vegetative and sexual characteristics. So, when androecium, gynoecium, all the studies were included, they were more preferred because the sexual characters are also important and it was acceptable one. So, as against this, the natural classification system, it is totally not only in the external feature but also internal features they were considered, like structure, anatomy, embryological, phytochemistry studies, like that. And even the Bentham and Hooker, they gave the classification for flowering plants later on. At present, the phylogenetic classification system, which is based on totally evolutionary history and the relationship among different organisms, they are more acceptable. So this assumes that organisms belonging to the same taxa have a common ancestor. So totally evolutionary background they were importantly taken. So this become very important when there is no supporting fossil evidence. So where to put which plant, where to put, it is a question. Another method is numerical taxonomy, which is now easily carried out using computers. So now it has become very easygoing. So here number and codes are assigned to all the characters and then the data were processed. So in this way, character is given equal importance and at the time hundreds of characters can be considered. Next method is cytotaxonomy. Cyto word is regarding cell. So here cytological informations like chromosome number, structure, their behavior, they all are discussed, and on the basis of that the plants they are distributed. So now we will be going to study in detail about algae. Algae, it is very common in monsoon season, and if we see the structure, how could we identify the velvety green color substance which spreads on the rocks or the wall or the humid places where continuously the water or moisture content it is more. So algae are basically chlorophyll bearing plants. They have simple structure, their body is thalloid. Thalloid means no root, stem or leaf like structures they are observed, but only a simple type of body that is observed. Then they are autotrophic, they can prepare their own food, and they are mostly aquatic, that means they are found either in fresh water or marine water. So in habit and habitat, we can say that they are found in moist places, moist stone or rock or soil or even wood. Even some of them they occur in association with fungus, that means symbiotic association. We have discussed earlier, they are known as lichens. And sometimes they are in combination with association with animals like on sloth bear. So they show symbiotic association also. Now let us discuss about size of the algae. There is lot of range from microscopic unicellular forms like Chlamydomonas to colonial forms They are found in colony like volvox, and even some of the algae, they are filamentous, means ribbon shaped structure like eulothrix and spirogyra. So great variations they are observed. So here if we see the reproductive mechanism, the reproduction takes place by all the three means. Firstly, vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So before going to start the discussion in detail about reproduction, I will show you how to write these points. So certain examples and their description you have to write like this. Then the reproduction also you are supposed to write in a tabular form so that it is easy for you to remember. So first we will discuss about vegetative reproduction. It occurs mainly by fragmentation. If the small pieces are cut, like in spirogyra, each and every fragment it develops into a thallus and the body of algae. So in this way vegetative reproduction is preferred. Then asexual reproduction, it mainly occurs by spore formation, and the most common spore is zoospore. These zoospores, they are flagellated, and as the flagella is present, that means they are movable, so they are known as motile. Lastly, sexual reproduction, it shows or it occurs through fusion of gametes, and fusion of gametes, they may be of three subtypes: isogamous fusion, anisogamous fusion and oogamous fusion. If we see the isogamous, iso means similar. So here the gametes are flagellated or non-flagellated, but they are similar in size. So they are showing isogamous fusion. Next type is anisogamous fusion. Here gametes are dissimilar in size. One is larger, one is smaller. Lastly, oogamous fusion. This is the fusion between one large and non-motile female as well as one small but motile male gamete. So all the variations they are seen. Now let us see some of the pictures of algae, different type of algae. If we see the pigmentation present in them, they can be divided into three types: green algae, brown algae and red algae, due to the presence of pigments. If green colored pigment is present, they are named as green algae, like volvox, which is a colonial one, and eulothrix, it is a just filamentous. Then comes brown algae like laminaria and fucus, they have brown colored pigment. And lastly, red algae like porphyra and polysiphonia. So majorly these last two ones, they are mostly found in marine type of environment. Okay, let us see some of the points regarding economic importance of algae. Firstly, we will see that algae, it is a autotrophic organism, and at least a half of a total carbon dioxide fixation on earth, that means photosynthesis, is carried out by algae, and majorly it covers a maximum part. They are primary producers, and the forms, they can participate in food cycles of all the aquatic organisms. So they play important part in the food cycle or food chains also. Now let us see some of the more examples. Certain marine brown and red algae which produces large amount of hydrocolloids. Hydrocolloids are water holding substances like algin. Algin is an example from brown algae, and carrageen from red algae. They are used commercially. Next example is agar, one of the commercial product which is obtained from Giladium and Gracilaria. They are used just to grow microbes and in preparation of ice creams and jellies. So your mouth must be liquoring by just hearing these names. Okay. Then last one is chlorella and spirulina. They are the unicellular algae. They are rich in protein and are used as a food supplements even by space travelers. So these are some of the economic importance regarding algae. So in this way, now we will be in next session learning about the detail of subdivisions or subgroups of algae. They are mainly subgrouped into few categories, means 3 categories. They are chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae and rhodophyceae. As I have said to you, it depends upon the pigmentation. So we will be going to study in detail about these in next session. Till then, bye bye students.